Northwest so far?
Yes!
Okay, I was trying to attempt to get you guys rattled up, but no one was listening. Anyway, so my name is I Love Kim Possible. I'll be modding this panel. This is the female voice actor panel. We're structuring it around like girl power and how the industry is helping everyone. Hopefully, influence everyone. As you can see, that's why you're here. You're influenced from this show. We're still waiting on some of the VAs, so I'm going to give it 5 more minutes. So if you guys want to just chill or whatever, because we have 2 of the 5 here, so I just figured we should wait like 5 more minutes. But yeah, let's try that again. Are you guys having a good? Woo! Never mind, they're all here. Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, we love it.
Okay, well, without further ado, I'm just going to have all of you guys come up on stage. Can we give it up to all our female VAs?
Woo!
Okay, cool, yeah. Okay, let's try that again, sorry. Technical difficulties. Okay, you guys can all come up on stage. Everyone, Ashley Ball, Andrea Libman. Ashley Ball.
Hi guys.
That's because Rainbow Dash is so great.
How about we can just sit wherever and you guys can figure out who's who? How about that?
Musical chairs.
Where am I at?
Musical chairs.
All right. So I have some. So we're gonna have about 30 minutes of questions. I have some clips of all sorts of stuff that these guys have been in. So it's not just My Little Pony themed. Do you guys know like that Andrea's been in Madeline and like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was like 2 of you. So
I used to watch that.
Is it anyone's first convention?
Come on.
Wow. Yeah, that's right.
Are you guys enjoying your first con?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have this thing going on. So I'm gonna just start off with a question just about general stuff that ladies would be dealing with in the industry. I wanted to try to structure it again, not just like who's your favorite pony. So,
Do you know, maybe we could just go through quickly. I know a lot of you do know us already, but since it is some people's first convention, maybe we could go through and just see who we are and what we do. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Start with Ingrid, we'll go down.
I think I just turned it on.
It's technologically advanced.
Technologic. Exactly. I'm Ingrid. Hi. And I play Maud on the show and Limestone and Marble.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea, and I play Pinkie Pie, who sounds like this. Okie dokie dokie! And Fluttershy, who sounds like this. You rock.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Edmondson. I play Windy Whistles, Rainbow Dash's mom. She sounds a little something like, Hi, I'm Windy Whistles, and I just have to say that it is a total hoot to meet some pony that loves some pony as much as we do. Oh, you're so embarrassing. How are you? I'm Ashley Ball. Hi. I'm Rainbow Dash. And I'm Michael Jack. And it's great to be here. And all these ladies. Hi, ladies.
Hi. I'm Brenda Critchlow and I play Zecora, so I sound something like this. Nice to meet you. And I also voice Matilda, who's, a little cranky.
Okay, so my first question is, if you guys want to talk about, we'll start from Ingrid and go down, but talk about any female like cartoon characters that maybe inspired you in your life as a kid, like maybe inspired you to get into the industry, possibly, or maybe like She-Ra or something you just liked.
I always wanted to be the Little Mermaid. I think maybe that's a common theme. And a big Disney fan, so I grew up doing a lot of musical theater. And musical theater icons, Bernadette Peters, and just the theater kid. So has anyone here done theater before? Yeah. Yeah. Doing theater, if you were interested in acting, voice acting, is a great start. And then in terms of cartoons, I loved Sailor Moon. I might actually go to a Sailor Moon convention. There's one coming to Vancouver. I know. I have a friend
Tuxedo
going.
mask.
Exactly. Well, might as well. So, and then, my mom wouldn't let me, but I liked watching The Simpsons too. And,
It was good.
there was this. I had there was the All Stars.
Cartoon All Stars?
Yeah, and I had a crush on Wayne Gretzky. That's so Canadian of me. And then people often say that Maude reminds them of that old cartoon Daria, and it's true. I really like
Daria.
She's cool.
I used to love Rainbow Bright. You know that? Yeah, Rainbow Bright was, so good. And Shira. I also liked a lot of, it's really interesting because when we draw upon female references in animation, it's definitely slim pickings out there. There's really not a lot. So that's one of the best things about My Little Pony is that it was, I think, a real game changer in terms of a show with 6 female leads. It's really awesome. I also like The Simpsons a lot. My uncle used to joke that our family was the Simpson family and that I was Lisa. And I did play the saxophone. And I am really nerdy. So it did fit.
I loved Gem. You guys remember Gem?
Oh, of course. Truly outrageous.
I guess we're just a little older.
Yeah.
Also, Shira started early with Strawberry Shortcake.
Yes.
Fantastic. And then, My Little Pony's been around since I was 8 or 9, as far as I can remember. It's a long running franchise. Am I cutting out?
Yeah,
I
well.
was cutting out. I'm better now. Do you have any favorite G1 ponies? Remember?
Minty.
Ah!
No, I just remember my plushie. I was very fond of it. Very happy to be here with these wonderful women who are so strong and so inspiring. Strong, independent.
I remember when I found out that Bart Simpson was a boy. Bart Simpson was a girl, sorry. Voiced by Nancy Cartwright. And that was like a big eye-opener. And then I started practicing my little boy voices. Can we hear that?
Well, I think most of my little boys kind of sound like this.
So kind of like but the boy version of her. I love The Simpsons. I grew up on Ren and Stimpy. Loved Ren and Stimpy. We would watch like Ren and Stimpy-a-thons that were on all the time. Powder Toast Man.
Yeah!
So much good stuff there.
Log!
A lot of that. A lot of like the gross cartoons. That's why I like that one fan. The pony fan guy who did Hot Diggity Demon? Yeah, that guy. Because it was very Ren and Stimpy-esque, even though it was like, whatever, weird, like dark pony show.
Stay on my side.
And my sister and I, we used to trade a lot of comic books, and Wonder Woman was the big one for us. And I don't know, she was just fierce and beautiful, and she could fight anybody, anything, and it was all about good versus evil and justice. And I'm always all about justice for the little guy myself. Oh, I think I'm cutting out too. There, can you hear me now? Yeah, so Wonder Woman.
Okay, just to kind of talk about that, animation has always been a little bit behind as far as general media. You know, what are same question, but not restricted to animation. So maybe Princess Leia, any role models, any movies that you had particular like strong women that inspired you to be who you are, or anything like that. Anyone?
I can jump in there.
Go for it.
I love Meryl Streep. Does anybody know who Meryl Streep is? I loved her growing up, and I still do, but I think what I was most fascinated with her was her ability to be a storyteller, her ability to use accents, and to fully embody any character. There was no challenge that she could not overcome, and you would watch her, or I would watch her in all those movies, and I would be in awe that she was such a chameleon. And she loves her work. She's passionate about what she does. Meryl Streep.
Yeah, well, how do we top that?
Ditto.
All right, so we have a clip of Rainbow Dash Mom, and the next question, just so you guys can start thinking about it, is favorite parts of your characters and what you think their aspects like contribute positively to, like maybe Rainbow Dash is really independent and whatever you guys want to say. So can we roll the clip, guys, in the back? The first one.
She can't make your face crazy.
Okay, that might have been out of order.
That's Pinkie Pie. That was me.
Yep.
All right, well, I'll just second it. So, favorite parts of your characters that, like, hopefully are the biggest things that people are taking away, or favorite aspects that you appreciate from your characters and stuff like that.
Turn it on.
Like, you can borrow mine if you need to.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I think Maud inspires me to be calm. When I voice her, I stand really still, and otherwise I can kind of be all over the place. So, and then, I don't know. One thing I appreciate is hard work. So, yeah, that's something that I can take away from Limestone, because I can also, procrastinate at times. And I'm working on being a better listener, and I think Marvel's a good listener.
I love Pinkie's energy and positivity. I think that's... No? You don't like it? Oh, I see.
Flutter guy.
Oh, Flutter Guy. I love Fluttershy's kindness and her love of animals. But something that I really love about the show and all of the characters is also their flaws. Because nobody's perfect, and it is nice to see characters on your TV screen that have things that you aspire to, but it's also nice to recognize that nobody's perfect and that there are things that we can all work on, or not, or just
I don't know what you're
accept.
talking about. I'm super perfect.
That's true. Rainbow Dash is perfect.
You sure are, dear.
But I love that, I love Fluttershy's shyness, and I think that's a lovely quality, and nobody, the ponies don't all have to be like superheroes, these perfect images, like especially for women and girls. Like, it doesn't have to be this perfect image. We're all different, and that's, I think, incredible and amazing.
Well put. You guys can clap for that. Sometimes you just gotta get in the head.
Say it again.
I definitely relate to Wendy Whistles a lot because I'm also a mom. I have a 4-year-old boy whose name is Troy, and he's around here somewhere.
So cute.
And I think like a lot of parents, there's a delicate balance between being very supportive and then being a helicopter mom. And I struggle with that sometimes, but I love that she just loves her daughter unconditionally and prioritizes her in her life. And that's a good reminder when I get distracted with other things, always come back to family. So I do love Wendy, and I love my husband, and I love my baby girl.
Can I tell a quick story about Sarah? So,
Yeah, go for it.
I was in the gym last night having a little workout, and Troy comes into the gym with your husband, and he's just kind of like snooping around and looking at all the cool equipment. And what is this? What is this? What does this do, Dad? What does this do? And then he comes over to me, and I'm like trying to like do sit-ups or something, and he's like, he like picks up this weight. And then he like lifts it up and puts it down and starts flexing. And he's like, ugh! And then I hear, and he's like, I just farted. That's my kind of kid right there. He just flexed out a fart right in front of me.
I'm so proud.
Just so proud.
Best part ever.
Kids are awesome. Yeah, like Andrea said, Rainbow Dash, although, you know, she'd like to think she's really not, as we've learned time and time again. Her competitiveness kind of gets the best of her.
Yep.
And I really love the episode where she was forced to stay in the hospital bed and found out her love for reading, because that's kind of almost something I went through as a kid. I kind of like loved to be outside and loved to run around, and then like it took my mom convincing me if I finished a book I was going to get a toonie, which in Canada is $2. So I was like, and it was like a competition with my sister who could like finish their book first, and that's kind of how she got me to like read, is being competitive. So yeah, I like that about Rainbow Dash, that she learns her lesson about her overkill sort of competitive edge. And then Applejack is just so sweet, and she's just, I love how she's sort of like the big older sister, and she's super wise, and so family focused, and just her love for her granny is like nothing else. And I thought the Apples and Pears episode was so heart-wrenching, you know, because you don't really know what happened. So yeah, that she's kind of got a little bit of like an inner sadness in her, I think, almost, because of her parents' story. So yeah, I love them both.
And, well, gee gosh, I love Zecora. Why? I talk in rhyme all the time. I do that in my real life. Yes, I do. Well, you know, I don't know. She is like a bit of a mama of all ponies. She has wisdom like your mama. She critiques like your mama. She just proffers advice, and she's a nurturer. And I think for myself, I think I'm a bit like that. I don't always mean to be, but I think that just kind of comes out. You know, I kind of look after these girls sometimes, but maybe actually Tabitha's like that. She's also a bit of a mama.
So in like a wonkier way.
Oh, I have my days, don't you worry. So yeah, I think that would be what I love about Zecora. I think on my mom. On my mom a lot. Definitely.
All right, similar question before we move on to a little bit of non-pony. What aspects of your characters do you think most are like you, and what aspects are least like you that you kind of have to try to find a challenge in acting out those emotions? Maybe you're not very brave, but your character's brave in a scene, and you have to kind of get yourself in that mode.
Oh, can I answer that?
Go for it.
Okay. I really enjoy other people's creations and cooking, and I cook because I have to cook. I really like it if you cook something for me or make something for me. My dishes aren't that bad, right? I can do a few really nice dishes, and no one ever complains in my family. My husband loves me. My kids, well, they have to eat it. I'm not a bad cook, but I love that Zecora can pick something off the shelf, and she can kind of, you know, do her thing and make her remedies and make her potions, and, well, for the most part, they turn out right, but every now and then, as you know, there's a few little sideways things where it's like, ooh, I must fix that.
Anyone else want to jump in?
I think after voicing Rainbow Dash and Applejack for as many years Andrew, you probably feel the same. We're just kind of like, they're just part of us now. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's like, You are me. I am you. We're all the same person. It's like, where do I end? Where does the character begin? So there's just, yeah, it's kind of crazy. They just, they sit with you, and you know, you're recording episodes every week, and yeah, you're just, it's kind of hard to, I mean, obviously you're reading a script and the writers are incredible, and there's just, yeah, there's so much to draw from, so it's kind of like, it's all living in you. It's all, we're all the same.
I think Wendy and I are pretty close. She's definitely more high energy. I mean, I'm a little sleep deprived from having a little one, and Wendy has way more just over the top. And director Terry was always like, more, bigger, more. So that's probably my only limitation. It's keeping on her level of excitement.
I definitely don't have the energy that Pinkie Pie does. I wish that I did, and all of her magical powers. I don't have those either. She's definitely more positive than I am. And I'm not shy, like Fluttershy, so I think I'm pretty different than my characters in real life. But they, just like Ashley said, they really are, like, they're just so, you feel this ownership, I guess, the characters. Like, they really are, like, a part, but they're their own girls, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, Maud, I think I have more of an inner Maud. Like, I will observe things and in my head kind of just, maybe the Maud script kind of plays out. But on the outside, I don't think I maybe present as Maud. I don't know, because I don't see myself. I'm getting confused. But like Andrea said, I like I'm inspired by all the characters. I think that, especially the imperfections, you know, I really like Rainbow Dash. I like her voice, and it's so exciting, and she's such a go-getter. I'm not Rainbow Dash, but, you know, like,
Yeah, you're not.
There's only one Rainbow Dash.
Exactly. And I think that we can be inspired by each one of the characters and different aspects of them and embody them in different ways. So.
Yeah, okay, you guys can clap. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to tell the guys in the back to play a couple clips. If you could play the Madeline clip and the Strawberry Shortcake clip before we go on to the next question. I did my homework. Yay!
Love this show.
No sound.
What sound?
Andrea can just do it live, you know?
Is it?
Yeah, do you have the Strawberry Shortcake clip? It's the one with the black screen. Oh, there we go.
Monsieur Perfect.
Oh, okay. That should be
What's that? Hair topiary. Animal hair topiary. Scented.
But this is Ashley and Andrea talking to each other in Strawberry Shortcake.
Could definitely hear Pinkie Pie in that.
All right. Yeah, the technical difficulties today. But anyway, I tried. I might have made this at like 2 a.m. one night, so. So, many of you have experienced voicing characters in other animated media, so those are the clips, kind of. Have there been any differences in how your characters in Pony have been written compared to other shows, like pros and cons of working with other characters? Because people always, one of the comments that people make is how, you know, three-dimensional the Pony characters were written or performed or whatever, and, you know, how that is also influencing, hopefully, how girl theme media or any media can kind of incorporate those aspects, but also still have deep plots and, you know, conflicting ideas and all that good stuff. So, to repeat, the question is pros and cons of different characters you voice, and maybe you can give histories about what you've done outside Pony.
One big difference that I found with My Little Pony is the pace of it. There's a lot of shows that I work on, and there's nothing wrong with it, but just they're geared towards different age groups. So a lot of times I work on a lot of preschool shows, like Dragon Tales and Super Monsters, and they're really, it's just kind of a little bit more explanatory, a little bit slower pace. So something I love about My Little Pony is it really is for all ages, in that, we can just go for it. We're not gonna slow the pace, and there's gonna be jokes in there, and it definitely has more of an edge than a lot of the shows that I've worked on, and even including the previous generations of My Little Pony. The plots are more complex and deal with, some real life issues. Whereas, I think in the previous generations of My Little Pony, it was like, we're putting on a big parade today. Sparkles. Sparkles, yeah. So I love that Friendship is Magic really, digs in and has some edge.
What else? I love that too. The characters are just so much more complex than a lot of other characters that, like, especially doing younger, doing like preschool style animation. I really like doing a series where, I feel like I always learn something when I come out of My Little Pony. I do a couple series where I'm actually like learning things about, like, I do a series called Ready, Jet, Go. Which,
I'm on that.
And it's really awesome because it's teaching kids all about planets and this galaxy, and it's about a kid from outer space who, from Bortron 7, actually, from another galaxy, and he comes to Earth and lands in Boxwood Terrace and learns all about life on Earth, and then he teaches the neighborhood kids about intergalactic kind of travel, and they go to the moon.
Science.
Yeah, it's very sciencey, and that's a subject I always struggled with in school, and it's really cool to go into work and just get to learn about the 67 moons of Jupiter and sing about it.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so those kind of series are always really fun to work on. I do another series called The Deep, where it's all about an underwater family. These are all on Netflix, by the way. And it's about this family who they live on a submarine, and they just get to explore the ocean. And I have a bit of a love for the ocean, so it's cool just to learn about different animals, like sea mammals, and different kind of ocean lore. Yeah.
Cool.
I think Troy would like that. The Deep. It's a good series.
Everything they said.
I just, one of the things to answer that question that again, it's a bit of a balance. I'm really proud of some of the work I've done in things like Transformers and Clash of the Titans and, I'm blanking. What was the other one? Oh, Max Steel, which some of them are more, a little bit more violent than My Little Pony, and I like the messages that come out of the show. And the other show that I'm really proud of in terms of the message is a animated series called The Little Prince. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
A few? I play the Rose, and she's very she's just all about love, and I think that's where the balance is, and the overlay with My Little Pony, and especially with this whole con, is the love and the friendship and the outpouring of positive emotions, and that's really what I want to get behind in the work that I do.
Ashley forgot to mention Dino Trucks, which is a series she voices as well. Well, you voiced a ton. I came and did one episode. Would love to come back. But
That's more for I feel like that's more for little boys. It's like trucks and dinosaurs together.
So everything's rough and tough.
Beautifully animated.
Yeah, definitely.
DreamWorks, they know what they're doing. Yeah, they put a lot into that.
I think one of the pros of working on any show is the great people that are on it, and how you just inevitably will always learn and put something in your back pocket, because being in the room, there's just so much to observe. Whenever I'm in the room with Vincent Tong, I always feel like I'm getting some kind of a physical workout lesson too. He's really physical always, and he was in the new generation of Littlest Pet Shop with me. And there were some really fun some newer faces on that show, Lily Bedouin, how do you say it? Bedouin, and Diana Cranen, and some fun peeps were on that show with me, and what I loved was that there is a bit of crossover between the character Jade that I play on that show and Maud, and I think that, I think that it's great to have diversity, but sometimes you can sort of like cross over into different characters too, so I'm always learning.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll just throw in, I play Dr. Skelly on Ready, Jet, Go with Ashley, and from a scientific perspective, and also because we have a younger audience for that. Just exactly what Ashley said, you're learning something every day. I mean, I got to play a scientist, like a doctor on it. It's kind of cool. I'm on a series as well that I can't say much about other than I get to do a French accent on that. I work with a couple girls who are from, one from Haiti and one from Nigeria, and that comes with a whole cultural component as well that we have to bring into the mix with the characters. So it's neat to play and be involved in something that's so diverse, eh? Very enjoyable.
Well said. So again, keeping that in mind, but we talked about, edge and how, depending on what it is, like age limit for a show doesn't really define how complicated or uncomplicated it could be. So this kind of tying into like live action roles, like if you guys can give, I know I have a side note that since Brenda was an elf, but was an elf.
Because I was an elf? That's your side note? Yeah,
that's my side note. I was trying to think of relevant things. That's what I found on IMDb.
We can talk about that. I can tell you all about that.
Go for it. Oh, go for it.
Segue into Elf?
You guys want to hear about Elf?
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I had an acting school for, about 9-10 years. I closed it when my daughter was born. And because my school was listed amongst the casting directors for coaching, I got a call one day to go on the set of Elf and coach the 14, how old is he at the time? No, actually he was 11-year-old Daniel Tay. He's a grown man now because this piece was done some time ago, but it's a Christmas classic.
Well, you mean Elf like Will Ferrell Elf?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're in it.
I am. But I originally went on that show to be a coach and be an acting coach to Daniel. It was his very first show, and the director, John Favreau, had his hands full with all the stars on that show, which you all know, from Will Ferrell to James Caan, Mary Steenburgen, Ed Asner,
Zoe Deschanel.
And Zoe Deschanel, yes, let us not forget. And so I was his assistant to help him learn about his eye lines and make some choices with his dialogue. And somewhere during the, 6, 7, 8 weeks of the Vancouver portion of shooting, I got asked if I wanted to do a little cameo. So if you watch the show, I was actually crew, but for a day, I got to be one of the office people. I'm the one that says, "Oh, Mr. Finch is coming." You can look again, and you'll see me at one point. I'm wearing a purple dress, and Will Ferrell walks by on his way to work with his dad and says, "Hi, Sarah. Morning. Very nice dress. Very purpley." And I'm like milking it for every moment.
Just one more tidbit of Elf trivia that I have stuck in my head. The mailman, and that Will Ferrell interacts throughout the movie actually is, I'm blanking on his name, but he's actually the voice of T-Rex as well. So, now you know.
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who's that?
Whoa.
Dude, which dude? Which dude?
Mark Hildreth?
Mark Aitchison.
Oh. I don't think we ever worked with him. Have you? Yeah, that's what someone said.
You guys, you have phones, right?
Whoa, that just blew my mind.
Yeah, I just know that off the top of my head. But anyway,
You're good. When you're good, you're good.
So similar question: what general female role models, live action animated, that have you appreciated like recently? Like I have a note: 2007 Wonder Woman is a good example. Any media that you guys consumed is like, wow, like Carrie Fisher was really cool as Princess Leia in the last Star Wars. You know, whatever you guys want to throw out there before we go into Q&A.
Definitely Wonder Woman, the newest Wonder Woman 3D. I mean, that movie blew my mind. I was so proud and so inspired, and just like, yeah, afterwards.
And Black Panther, did you guys see
Yes.
Black Panther? Absolutely. Especially when she took off her wig and went whoosh. I won't give any spoilers away.
I mean, I really think that Leah Dunham is a superstar. I know she's not acting like a superhero or anything, but I think she is a superhero. And what she's done for females in television series, and just her bravery, and she's just such a badass. So if you guys watch Girls, that show Girls, okay, cool. Well, moving on along. It's a really awesome series, and it's like, you know, she's just like a woman who has, you know, body image issues, and she's like, you know, she gets topless, and she's just like not afraid to show what a woman's body looks like. So I think that's really brave. Superhero.
I really love Lady Bird. I don't know if anyone saw that with Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse. I love that.
I am an Amy Schumer fan. I think that she just puts it all out there and doesn't, you know, confide by what labels and whatever Hollywood tries to tell her. I think she's really brave. There's a Canadian actress I love, Ellen Page, who's been around for a while. Yeah, she's really cool. I know that she did X-Men, right? Yeah. Who else? I mean, obviously Meryl Streep, but yeah, and Black Panther, Wonder Woman, yeah. Stop talking.
You're good. The VI panel, they came to hear you talk, you know?
Oh, Molly Shannon, always loved her, superstar. I got to work with her on a feature film, and I was just kind of like quivering and like, I love you. And she was just so down to earth and so real. And I think what's really refreshing is when you do meet these, you know, big star actors that you look up to, and they're just real people, and they have kids, or you know, they have wrinkles or whatever it is, but they're just a fabulous person. I love when I see also actors doing, you know, work for charity. I admire Charlize Theron as well, and the ability of actors to transform and to, you know, look at their flaws and be imperfect human.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good way to put it.
I really love Kate McKinnon too.
Yes.
Like SNL has like just upped their female comedian factor so much over the last couple of years. Like with Kristen Wiig, obviously she's incredible, and Tina Fey. There's just, so many amazing female comedians off of SNL.
Melissa McCartney. You guys know Melissa? Great character actress. Beautiful in every way. And just her timing, comedic abilities. Love her.
All right, so we're going to go into Q&A, so everyone fight for the microphone. Just a note, please don't ask about any upcoming material. You're not allowed to answer that, you know.
Or any of the leaked material that still hasn't aired.
Yeah, we don't talk about that anyway.
There's leaked material?
Yeah.
What's that?
Ooh, scandalous.
How does that always happen?
My magic word.
I don't know.
People are like
They have their password changed as password, you know.
I know people want to ruin it for us.
Someone hacked Hasbro's account?
You guys are too smart.
Oh. Really? It was the Russians probably, right?
All right, go ahead. Hi there. How did you get your first voice acting role, and how do you think the process will be different for new and upcoming voice actors today?
Well, I mean, I feel like these days it's all back when I first started auditioning 12 years ago or whatever it was. You would go into the studio and audition in person, and sometimes you'd even ask for a headshot, which seemed really weird for voiceover work. But now it's all done by MP3s, so you just record it yourself in your house, and if they like, or your studio or whatever you have, and then if they like it, then they'll bring you in for like a callback. So that part of the audition process has changed even within the last like 10 years or so, which is kind of it's weird because you're just basically like shooting in the dark. You're like, there's no one to give you direction. You're just kind of on your own, which is hard.
The worst.
It's the awful because you're just like, what? You get a breakdown of the character, and there's like a small, there's a sides that you get, which are a small part of the script, and you just kind of have to do your best and think up your best voice, and maybe you can do 2 takes if possible on your MP3, but yeah, it's hard.
And I've heard that's because there's so many more, well, at least in Vancouver where we're from, there's so many more animated series. They don't have time to see everyone the first time, so the MP3 kind of weeds out the people they don't like, and then they bring back the people they really like. So it's just for time, I've heard.
And then sometimes they'll
studio
cast
time, right?
Cheaper for them.
Cheaper.
But sometimes they just cast right from your audition tape too.
It's true. That's the best, isn't it? Right. So you could be an up-and-comer and have no experience, and you just have a great voice, and you nail the character, and it's your lucky day. But I think, the first character I ever got cast as was Slim Pig, which is
Pig.
not really, which is like a BBC series that got brought to Canada, and I only got that role because I worked with the casting director. I did some reading. Did you guys ever have to do that? Did you do reading? Yeah, which is more of like an on-camera thing. But this casting director brought me in to read for this series, and then I ended up getting cast in it, which is I played Slim Pig, who was a 2-dimensional pig in a 3-dimensional world. So that was cool. And then I just kind of got my chops doing little boy voices.
I took a class with Kathy Westluck. And that taught me a lot. About technique and what, kind of your hit is in the industry. That was a term that she used in terms of knowing, what your voice can be conducive to, and also discovering, like it is a discovery process, so trying different things. And I think what's helpful, because we work with our own technology and making MP3 so much, is listening back and hearing, what your voice is capable of, and it's often different than what you think, because when you hear it, it sounds different, like when you hear a voice on an answering machine. So I think a great tool that you can use when you're starting out is to record yourself saying different scripts, or create your own, or find some online, whether it's for a commercial or out of an animated script, and try things and be creative. And that's sort of how I got my start, was with Kathy and coaching with also with my agent, and have her having faith in what I could try to create and discover.
The first animated series that I was cast in was called Dino Babies, and it aired in 1994.
Wow.
So we recorded it in 1992, and it was just the most incredible cast. It was Sam Vincent and Matt Hill and Scott McNeil and Kathleen Barr, and the director was Sue Blue, who's unbelievable. So I just went in there as a little kid. I was 7 or 8 years old. Yeah, and I just got, and all those people were like late teens, early 20s.
You must have learned so much.
Yeah, I learned so much, and they all made me laugh.
Did Matt Hill have a mullet?
No. Yeah, maybe it was pre. And I learned an incredible amount just from being there. I was so lucky to be there, and I had so much fun. I remember just laughing so hard. It was the best.
What was Dino Babies about?
It's just like these dinosaurs, babies,
Go figure.
going on adventures, and I was La Brea. I was a little bossy dinosaur with an attitude.
My first voiceover, I've been working in film and television for a while, and I had no VO experience, and I booked a huge series called Evolution. It was based on a David Duchovny movie, I think, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I did one episode, no clue anything about how to put on the cans or anything, and they actually recast it after one episode because they wanted to go older, but I'm pretty sure because I sucked. I don't know for sure, but I never found out. And then I went to see Kathy Westluck, and I did some training and figured out how to, the lay of the land, and then the thing I actually booked, and they didn't recast, was Class of the Titans. And that was a really fun teen action series that was a great way to get started. Yeah.
I think we've all probably been fired from one job.
Yes.
Really? Yeah. Okay, good. That makes me feel better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Everybody has.
Recasting. Like,
Yeah.
You wanted to go for a different.
Nobody's ever safe.
No one's ever safe.
Hey, me. My first job was with CBC Radio, and it was a period piece. We had an entire black cast where there was singing, and the whole cast I looked up to because I'd just come right out of theater school, and they were just people that I was in awe of. They knew how to work the microphone, and I really didn't know what I was doing other than, okay, I'm at CBC Radio. Wow, we've gone down 4 floors. It was just a whole big awe-inspiring kind of an experience at that time. And then, yeah, you just, same thing, just did some training, continued on, and then more auditions would come, and you kind of barrel through and not know if you were doing it properly and get all tight when you got into the audition room. Sometimes you're like, did they like it? I can't tell. Oh. Yeah, it was a process. It was a learning curve. It got better as I got older, for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks for your question.
Thank you. Great question.
Hi. Only question for Miss Lippman. It's fun to listen to many different versions of Fluttershy throughout the series. The most recent one had you voicing or portraying 3 different personalities. Which of those have you had the most fun? Which one did you enjoy the most?
Well, I liked the goth version. I think that was my favorite. She was a little bit Maud-esque. Thank you.
My name is Alex. I was wondering, this is for all of you. So if you could voice one male character on the show, who would it be and how would you make them sound?
Ooh. I'd want to be, what's his name? Yeah, that guy. And I'd make him sound like this. Yeah, Michael Dobson plays. What's his name again?
Bulk biceps.
Bulk biceps. Thank you. Sorry. And I love him because he reminds me of a Ren and Stimpy character.
Or Snowflake.
Sure. Yeah. So he's my favorite, and he's who I want to voice. If I just had some balls. Yep. I'm not gonna touch that. You can say yeah, and I'll say yup. Yup.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, Peter just got it real easy. What about you? Who do you want to voice? You don't know? All right.
Thank you for your question.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
I would like to know sort of your process for how you found the voice for your characters, either on this show or in any of them.
Good question. You found your voice. Well, the casting, often when you're auditioning, there's a casting description that has a bit of guidance, especially if there's a picture. I kind of imagine myself as the picture and put my body in different positions, and then it sort of emerges, and then I try to just make a strong choice and bring that to the audition, and then the director gives notes, you make some tweaks. But usually, yeah, it's very physical, right? Like there's a physicality that informs the voice because of how you move your body changes your voice. You can express it with your neck thing.
Yeah, the neck thing. Rainbow Dash gives me a headache.
But yeah, I think just trying to make her sound kind of like a tomboy, and
They wanted that, Terry was very specific, they wanted that raspy. I think they gave like Demi Moore or something as a voice reference. Demi Moore from some like G.I. Jane, or I don't know, some sort of war type movie that she was in, where she's got that like kind of husky voice. So just kind of taking that to the next level, and then with Applejack, just trying to make her obviously not sound like Rainbow Dash, and just that country kind of mixed little southern accent, but kind of based on Reba McEntire and a little bit of Miley Cyrus, to be honest. So Miley's got that deep voice.
she does.
Yeah, she's very grounded. Like she's got that bottom in there. So.
For Zecora, they requested a Cajun accent. And as I've told this story a few times, I had no idea what a Cajun accent would sound like with me. I didn't really know where to start. And that was kind of in the description, that she's mysterious and Cajun and, you know, she's wise. And so I just kind of went in and kind of just winged it and brought in my culture. I'm half Jamaican, half Trinidadian, so I can do a little bit of a Jamaican accent, and I came in and I started to talk like this and do the thing like this and saying "Shalala" and doing everything like that. We can't understand what you're saying. Could you take that back a little? Right. Okay. So I'm talking a little slower and doing it like this, and now that sounds a little forced. So my process was quite. And I said, "What about maybe Africa?" North Africa, South Africa, West Africa, East Africa. And I was thinking on the spot, and I thought, my hairdresser, Clara, I'm a guru, okay. And Clara is, Brenda, good to see you. How are you? She talks like this. She laughs she's jolly. And I thought, okay, a little bit of Clara, a little bit of the West Indian, and it just kind of morphed. And then they said, can you go lower? We like that. That's good. So it went, good. We like it there. Okay. More? And we were looking at the window and trying to read the lines and talk like this. And then before you knew it, we morphed into Zecora. And that was kind of the process. Yeah. I love Zecora.
Best zebra ever.
Hello.
My question is for both Ashley and Andrea. First one is for Andrea. Which part is your favorite for when you did the voice for Fluttershy?
So, like, my favorite episode?
Yes.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Favorite Fluttershy episode? I really like the one where she joins the singing group. What's it called?
Oh, Philly Vanilla.
Philly Vanilla.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
And for Ashley, what's your in what video did Rainbow Dash have when she did a race with Applejack to get to the finish line?
That was Fall with
Friends. That episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she had her wings. And she couldn't use them.
Oh, she couldn't use it. That's right. She couldn't use her wings. Yeah, I like that episode.
She had to play by the
was
rules.
Like one of the first episodes that was primarily me talking to me. So that was a tricky one. But I think it turned out really well in the end. And it was cool to see these kind of tomboy competitive ponies race against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Right.
And I also have another question for the person that does the voice of the core, Brenda. When you did the first episode, not that first episode, but when the core entered the town, when she was wearing a cloak, she was like digging a hole.
Gossip.
I don't know why, but every pony in the town was like afraid of her. Why was that?
Bridal gossip?
Well, it was bridal gossip, and it was a mystery, and I think the episode centered around not judging someone before you know who that person is. They don't give any background as to why she came in and was cloaked, and where she was going, where she was before that, other than she sort of arrives, and they've sort of set the scene that there's this mysterious pony. It made all the other ponies very frightened and a bit in awe and curious. And by the time we came through that episode, she said, maybe next time you will take a second look and not judge the cover of the book.
Yeah.
They had a chance to get to know her, and it's still coming out. There's a whole backstory to Zecora. I think we haven't explored yet.
Is there? I have a question. Are there is there more zebra ponies? Will there be more zebra ponies? Or has there only been one? Has it only been Zecora? I haven't done my homework.
There could be more.
So far, it's just only Zecora. Wow. That would be cool to see. So we don't know. See like a Zecora backstory. Yeah.
What do y'all think?
Well, the main fact is that you can't judge someone by who they look or how they are.
Right. True. You gotta get to know them, see what's inside.
And ask them to be their friends.
Yes. Okay, thanks for your questions. Thank you.
You're welcome. And my name is Amelia.
Hi, Amelia.
I love every pony.
And every pony loves you.
Yay!
Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you.
We have about
Always say cool.
we have about 5 minutes, guys, so this will probably maybe 1 or 2 more questions.
We can get through some.
All right, so hi again. So I'm back at it again, with more of my inspirational and motivational questions. My question again is, what does it mean to become role models not only in your characters that you represent, but also being part of a large franchise?
That's a biggie.
Want to go first?
Being a role model is scary. No, it's been really amazing, and it's definitely I feel like sometimes you feel pressure to act a certain way or be a certain way, but all you can really do is just be who you are. Because that's all you can do in life.
Yeah, and
just be honest and keep on.
Just do you, be the best possible you, and know that that's enough. And speak your truth. I always just try to be as gracious as I can, and that's all you can be in this time and space.
It's true. Sometimes it's hard because you kind of have to watch your tongue. I tend to maybe do things that maybe some people would not necessarily agree with, or I don't know. Who knows? It's hard that way to have if you think about it too much and think about who your audience is and you try to filter yourself, and I'm sometimes bad at that.
Can't please everyone.
It's true. You can't. There's always going to be someone who's like, "What is she doing?"
Yeah.
Or judging you for something.
Be yourself.
All right, thanks for your question.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi there. My question's about, I guess it's kind of related to the girl power aspect of the panel, which was that, My Little Pony's been around Friendship is Magic has been around for about 8 years now, and it was initially supposed to change the landscape of girls' animation moving forward. Do you guys feel like it's been successful in that regard? Have you seen a change in the industry moving more positively towards, empowering girls and being better for them in general?
Absolutely, I'd say. Even in the last 8 months, there's been huge changes. All the Me Too movement happening with people coming forward and telling their stories. I think it's definitely there's a lot of really important stuff happening right now as far as women in this industry.
And being a woman, if I can jump in, being a woman and being a woman of color.
Right.
Hey, I can voice anything. Sometimes they'll call specifically in wanting a woman of color for this particular role. And sometimes it does not matter. It does not matter. So isn't it wonderful to go in and bring your own talent, your own unique spin on something, and you can take it where it will go. How great is that? It's opening a whole new world for so many people.
It feels hopeful, honestly. I'm actually really excited, and I'm glad that you guys are a part of this industry that's changing in this direction.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Big shift for that.
And your last question.
Hi everyone. This is for everyone. What has got to be your favorite reference in My Little Pony and outside of My Little Pony?
Big Lebowski.
Right. Outside reference that made it into Pony. Oh man. I don't know. There's so many episodes. How do you choose?
Yes,
What's
there are.
yours? What's your favorite?
Oh, there were a couple I liked. I was My Little Pony. That would be there was a Rama half pony I just saw.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't catch it before, but there was also like this Rick and Morty pony.
Oh yeah, the Rick and Morty ponies.
There was a Rick and Morty pony?
Yes. What? In the episode where Rainbow Dash goes with the grandmas in Las Vegas, there's a Rick and Morty in the background. And like,
No.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that episode.
Called Granny's Gone Wild.
That was a really fun one to record.
Yes, that was a great episode.
Okay, well, was it Pickle Rick?
Pickle Rick.
that was just regular Rick and Morty.
Oh,
Yeah. Like little Morty was yellow and it was cute.
awesome. That's my favorite reference then. I just gotta watch it.
That's time, guys. So thank you guys so much for coming. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Girl power.
Thanks for coming, guys.
I think we'll see you at autographs in half an hour.
Yeah.
Woo.
Bye and say hi.
All right.